My name is Kyle Warner. I'm a 29-year-old professional mountain bike racer and 3-time national champion. For most of my life, I have focused on being as healthy and positive as possible and inspiring other people to do the same. Growing up without much money and with a household that was broken, family battling drug abuse, prescription drug abuse, and addiction, I never really felt like I belonged to much of anything. However, I spent each morning before school with my hand over my heart, pledging allegiance to the flag. Thousands of times I spoke these words: one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Being a part of this country inspired me to chase my dreams and granted me the freedom to do so. This spring, when the current administration was urging young, healthy Americans to get vaccinated to help end this war on the pandemic, I stepped up. I wanted to serve the greater good. I wanted to help fight this war, not because I was afraid of COVID, but because my country asked me to. You told me, this vaccine is safe and effective, period. And I believed you. This time, I ended up with my hand on my heart for a different reason. In June, I joined the rapidly growing number of young men who develop pericarditis post-mRNA vaccine. That is the inflammation of the liner surrounding the heart. That condition, along with POTS and reactive arthritis, have completely brought an end to life as I knew it. I have been bedridden, unable to work, and unable to exercise for months. I fear that my career has officially been ended. Listening to these stories today and looking at the VAERS database, it is easy to see that we have a serious problem arising. But you guys already know this. The real question is whether or not you will stand up to your favorite pharmaceutical lobbyist in defense of the American people you are supposed to serve. We were told we were fighting a war against the pandemic, and the question in the air is, will you leave your troops behind yet again? I'm not asking you to end the vaccine program by any means. All I'm asking is for some transparency and acknowledgement of what is happening, so that we as a country can have an honest discussion of the risks. I believe where there is risk, there must be choice. And without acknowledging that people are being seriously injured and dying, we are doing a great disservice to the American people. It is estimated that Moderna and Pfizer will make around $60 billion in revenue this year from COVID-19 vaccines. And with the rollout of boosters and mandates, it seems like much of that is destined to be recurring revenue. We need to set up a fund with a portion of vaccine proceeds to help heal and study injured Americans and compensate the families who have lost loved ones due to complications of the vaccine. This is the first ever mass administration of mRNA vaccines, and the drug companies need to compensate us if they are going to be testing on us. Do you know why we stopped saying the Pledge of Allegiance in school? It's because the new one nation, under siege, completely divisible, with liberty and justice for all corporations, doesn't sound quite as good. I'm asking you, human to human, please do the right thing and help us.
My name is Douglas Cameron. Prior to April 5th, 2021, I was a very healthy, physically active, 64-year-old when I received the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine at my workplace. I was encouraged by my employer to get the vaccine. The day after the vaccine, on April 6th, I started experiencing side effects I believe were related to the shot. I lost bladder control, suffered ED, my legs felt odd, I had a cinching sensation in my hips. Over the next few days, my symptoms worsened and I became alarmed, so I went to the ER, explained that I'd gotten the vaccine and what was happening. I was tested for COVID and tested positive. Blood work and an MRI were done, and I was sent home. 3 days after that, I told my wife I felt like I drank poison. My whole body felt different. I went to bed at 10 o'clock at night and woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning paralyzed from the diaphragm down. I was transported to the hospital and admitted to the COVID-19 unit. Took several days to figure out what was happening. The doctors were uncertain how to treat me. They'd never treated anybody with these problems before, and they could not decide on a diagnosis. Eventually, they found out I had a blood clot in my leg. My entire spinal cord had swollen and hemorrhaged. I aspirated on water, placed on a ventilator. I was in ICU for 2 weeks. I was worried, concerned. My wife panicked about my condition. My life as I knew it was gone. All totaled, I spent 105 days in St. Luke's Regional Hospital, St. Alphonsus Rehab Center in Boise, Idaho, and the University of Utah's Craig Nielsen's Rehab Hospital. I have had multiple MRIs, CAT scans, EKGs, X-rays, spinal angiograms, spinal taps, autoimmune blood tests, muscle biopsies. Everything has come back negative in an attempt trying to pin my paralysis on my body and not the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Today, I am an unemployed paraplegic who's learning an entire new lifestyle. And the only thing I did between full health and my current condition is take a shot. I am real, my symptoms are real, and my life forever has changed. And that is real. This has affected, these stories you're listening to has affected husbands, wives, children, brothers, sisters, friends. Please pay attention. Thank you.